had an upgrade. Hi.
Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and the Flash movie seems to be day by day a greater and greater disaster. More information coming out about it that just leads to fans' growing distaste for what the film's approach to this universe is. And as someone who is not a fan of Ezra Miller's casting as the Flash whatsoever, I wasn't even looking forward to this to begin with. But even my little interest is degraded day by day with the information that comes out about this story. We got this rumor. It is still officially a rumor, though with everything else that's been going on in Hollywood and the other leaks that have come out about this Flash movie, doesn't really surprise anyone. But scooper Grace Randolph claims the Flash will erase Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman from the DCEU. And it definitely seems like that's the direction they've been planning to go in for a while, with their casting of a terrible Supergirl and that terrible costume. Oh, God. And a race-swapped Supergirl and another race-swapped Batgirl, or Batwoman, who will be taking over the reins of Batman. And it seems like they'll do the Flashport scenario. For those of you who aren't familiar, the Flash in the comics goes back in time to save his mom, and it creates an alternate universe, per se, called Flashpoint, where things are all a little bit different, some more drastic than others, and it seems like they're using this as a way to reset the universe and move forward without some of the more negative problems of the previous DC movies. In and of itself, I don't really have a problem with that. They have had some terrible, terrible movies in the past that it would just be great to erase, like Wonder Woman 84, which was terrible. Holy fuck, that was awful. So in and of itself, I don't really have a problem with Flashpoint as a concept. In the comics, it was great, and I really enjoyed what they did with it in the Flash TV show, but it seems like they're using it as a way to race and gender swap and just politicize the DC universe that they already have, making Henry Cavill Superman and Batfleck's Batman not exist whatsoever and be these other more diverse characters. So it's still officially a rumor, but I 100% believe it. I have no qualms admitting that in this case, why not? Why not? You have some of the best actors who have ever played the roles. I love Henry Cavill Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman. I would be very interested to see where they could take the character, and it could be really interesting, but they're killing all that possibility of great casting in terrible movies, and now they're just going to erase that entirely by making them and never the real ones, and that these new, more diverse ones were the real ones the whole time. There's even talk about an all-female Justice League and beating up the patriarchy. That might seem a little bit more extreme than this, and so I don't 100% believe it, but it would not surprise me whatsoever. But let's get into it. The Flash is going to reset the DCEU by moving forward out from the Snyderverse, which will explain some of the inconsistencies between the movies, like Aquaman doesn't really make sense with the other movies, so they're just like, oh, it's in the new universe. Kind of cherry pick from the past. And I don't really have a problem with that as a concept in and of itself, clean up the timeline a little bit, but the reasoning behind it is what I have a problem with. This latest update comes from YouTuber's comic, she has a really long name, film scooper, Grace Randolph. God, she has an annoying voice. Hey, I respect her for her platform. She's done a lot of great work and has a lot of great fans, but I don't understand it whatsoever, why people like her. But anyway, she claims, as many suspect, the upcoming film will be Ben Affleck's last go-around as Batman, which is so sad, and Henry Cavill will appear as Superman, but in reused footage seen on a TV. So yeah, they're not even bringing back one of the best actors that Hollywood has these days to film his final scene. He doesn't even get that kind of closure to the character, which is really sad, honestly. Henry Cavill has been misused in so many situations recently, from The Witcher to Superman. He's great casting, terrible films, and just would really like to see him in the 80s or the 90s. He would have been one of the best stars in Hollywood in that day and age because people respect talent. But now it's just like, you're a masculine, straight white male? You're not a beta male either? Oh, we can't have that. We can't have you cast in anything. That would be sacrilege. And it's hurting his his career, and that's really sad to see because he is a very talented actor and they just won't use him, which is really sad. As I've told you with an update, she tweeted the Flash is back, is Ben Affleck's final appearance, old footage of Cavill used on TV. Yep, just kind of stating. New Justice League form, Supergirl is the new Superman. Yep, not surprising. Keaton working with Black Canary, who was again another race swap character, and Pitt's Batgirl to be the new Batman. And that's really sad that they're bringing back Keaton, the original dark Batman. That movie really set the stage for what we know modern superhero comic book movies to be. And they're bringing him back just to dance on his grave and be like, oh, you're so much better than me. Please be Batman for me because I don't have a JJ. You're so much better than me. And yeah, just cuck the shit out of him, which will be very sad to see. This is, I don't want to be open-minded about this. They're not going to give it a fair shot because they've shown that they're not going to give the fans the light of day, and they just hate fans as a whole and hate the universe for which they're creating. Anyone who has an innate hatred of the world in which they're creating should not be involved in it whatsoever. As a writer myself, if I went into a universe that I fundamentally despised, I would make some terrible content in that universe, and my hatred for it would shine through. Like, if I had to make a Captain Marvel movie, anyone who liked Captain Marvel would not like her anymore, and I would make fun of her, I would debase her, I would destroy her character, and that one I feel would be justified. But at the end of the day, you don't hire people who hate what they're working on. That is fundamentally and diametrically opposed to the entire creative process and fan customer service. It's just an asinine approach to creativity, which most of Hollywood shares these days. New Justice League will be formed. There was never like an original Justice League. I mean, they got their table at the end of the Justice League movies, the two different versions, but they didn't really become the Justice League. They never really called themselves that. They weren't fully formed yet. So to say a new one will be, it's just the one. Supergirl, yeah, I hate her casting. And Batman is said to be working with Black Canary to recruit Batgirl as his successor, and that's just, again, debasing a legend for political reasons. And this is very disappointing for the fans of Restore the Snyderverse. Now, I wasn't a big fan of anything DC prior to the Snyder Cut. I enjoyed the Snyder Cut, and I'd be interested to see where it would go from there, but I'm not super disappointed that the Snyderverse isn't getting fully restored because I wasn't a big fan of it, but I hugely respect these fans, and there's enough fans out there crying for this and begging for it that I feel like Warner Brothers should do some good customer service. I know, crazy thought. Fans, they're customers, they're not consumers. Listen to them and respond in a mature manner. But I really feel bad for them that they're never going to see the Snyder universe that they so begged for and so deserve after all the work they put into it. And yeah, this new universe isn't going to satisfy anyone besides the 2% of Twitter that is just so vocal and just like, oh my god, you're so gaysy, they're so blacksy, they're so womensy. And that's the extent of it. It's kind of the same thing with Doctor Who. Those same people that'll be really excited up front will dip out after the first episode or the first movie and just never really talk about it again. It's going to be short-lived success, if any success whatsoever, just for curiosity tickets purchases per se. They've been good friends in the comics, yeah. And they're making Supergirl gay in the comics. I remember, whatever. And to have a superhero woman of color mentoring another could be very powerful, she continued. Oh, that could be very powerful. It's not like we hadn't seen that before, because we have. Spoiler alert. They always act like everything they're doing is so revolutionary while erasing the history that came before that was so instrumental into creating their opportunities to even be in this universe. Like when Black Panther came out, they're like, it's the first black superhero movie ever. Erasing the Blade superhero movies, which saved Marvel from bankruptcy and made the MCU possible. Which I feel is really disingenuous because the Blade movies were pretty good, except the third one. But yeah, they're erasing what progressive past they had debasing it into, oh, it's just a white male practice in the male gaze. No one's ever done what we're doing before, where it's all been done before and much better. It's, and of course, she had to come out after all that and say it's absolutely no fun to cover all these upcoming DC movies from a hateful perspective. It's just so draining. So I'll give it to my perspective. I'm going to try my best to soldier on. There's not much I'm looking forward to, movie-wise, TV show-wise, really just creativity-wise the next couple years. And this didn't affect me whatsoever. Hearing this leak really didn't hurt my excitement or the lack thereof. It's just par for the course at this point. So that's just a bad approach. It's not hate. Everyone just assumes it's hate. There's more to the fans' response than hate. And some people do hate. Like, I hate Captain Marvel. But there's good reasons for it. And mature and intelligent, thought-provoking reasons. But they just debase anyone's dislike of something into, oh, you're just hateful. And that's very disingenuous and very poor customer service. But at the end of the day, I'd be interested to know what you all think about this in the comments below. Are you interested to see this new Justice League, these new woke versions of our beloved superheroes? Or are you, like me, really just tapped out and not really interested? Let me know in the comments below. That's all I have for today. So please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.